sleep. Turn up for that check and yeah, I get it out the streets. Hustle like I'm starving, going hard, I gotta eat. I get it out the mud. Yeah, yeah. I get it out the mud. 24 hours, nigga, 7 days a week. Yeah, I don't get tired, I let you other niggas sleep. Turn up for that check and yeah, I get it out the streets. Hustle like I'm starving, going hard, I gotta eat. I get it out the mud.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Rose Zay, and you are live with Get It Out the Mud podcast. We do have a special guest. Oh, wait, before we even get started, let me shout out my peoples. I have to shout out my DJ Hybrid on the ones and twos.
DJ Hybrid, mixing up your airwaves.
And I always have to show love to my production team. You know, Unri, he always get me right, get the lighting right, he got us right. That's what it's about. But thank you so much. I always have to give you guys your flowers, as well as my artists. So we do have a special guest in the building today. This man is a producer, a writer, a director, an actor. The list goes on. Without further ado, Philip Johnson. How's it going, man?
What's good? I'm doing well. How you doing today?
I'm good. You know, it's St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So I got on my green, supporting St. Patrick's Day. But not because of St. Patrick's Day, but it's my best friend's birthday.
Oh.
I lost him a few years back. So that's me celebrating him.
Hey.
But yeah, but it's good. It's a good day. And I'm glad that you was able to come through and bless, get it out the mud. So I want to go ahead and dive into it. You just had a premiere, your first premiere, right?
Yes, yeah, first one this year, yeah.
Okay, so you're located in LA. So why Atlanta?
So Atlanta, I mean, it's just the Black gay mecca. I always, every time I make a project, I'm like, we got to do a screening in Atlanta because the market is just here. Like, this is where the Black gays are at. So I don't know, I love the creative scene here, the party scene here, so we have a good time each time. So yeah, I love starting in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta is definitely a turn-up city. So, okay, with the premiere, how do you feel it went?
I feel it went so well. Like, it just, all the behind-the-scenes event details went well. We didn't have no technical difficulties. You know, we got to show all our films, because of course, you know, that's the thing in the back of your head, like, oh, is the file gonna crash or something? But no, everything went well. We had like over 120 people there. Wow. Turnout was good. The red carpet was cool. Photographer, videographer, everybody was just real cool. We had team members there, so our panel was real dope, and people got to see a little insight into the makings of them and just the processes and stuff like that. So I had a really good time. My voice is I'm just making too good of a good time. I'm pushing through.
You know what? Honestly, that's what it's about, because I know how it can be when it comes to like throwing any type of event. Some shit always goes wrong, right?
Yeah.
So to know that you had a seamless process and everything just worked out, it's kind of like divine, right? Like, like this was meant to be.
It was, because, you know, I've been doing different screenings and films and stuff for a couple or maybe few years, and, you know, learning the process of the different things that go into the events. I wanted to think, okay, what are all the things that went right before and the things that went wrong before, and like bring those together to make everything go right. And it really went well for the first Philaye Films Fest, so I'm excited.
I know you got your big break back in, what was it, 2021 with Gays Ass?
I think it was, yeah. Was that? Yeah.
Did you know that was gonna go viral the way it went? Like it did?
Not at all. It was a random decision because I was out at the club the night before, and I remember I had been making dancing videos. You know, it was quarantine. We was doing some things, so I had been dancing on TikTok, and somebody had seen me, and he was like, oh, you know, you don't have the same energy right now as online, because I had smoked some weed. So I was telling him, like, you know, there's when you feeling this way, but then there's your stoner gaze. Like, you know, I'm like, there's the different sides of me. Sometimes I'm gonna be real lit, and sometimes I'm gonna be this. And so the next day I made that video, and it was just really being funny, because that guy, we knew each other from social circles, and so I was just being a little silly with a first video I made, which is like different types of gays at the club, and people liked it. I was like, oh, shit, like this was just me being silly, responding to one person. So yeah, it was random.
Yeah, but I love the fact that you took that and you kept going, right? Like, you was like, okay, people are really into this, so let me continue to make this type of content.
Yeah.
And here we are today, because honestly, you started off as a financial analyst.
Yeah. And that's
so how did that go? Like, was that like something, just a job to you, and it was like you always had the passion to want to be a content creator? Or
So growing up, I knew, I think in 8th grade, I wanted to go into business and finance. I knew then I wanted to major in that. And I was really involved in sports, like track and football then. So I wasn't really thinking about anything creative at the time until I quit midway through running at University of Michigan. And I got involved in some creative organizations like fashion ones. And that, being on the production side of that is what taught me that I loved that. And so now, adult life, since graduating, has just been about combining the finance and the business with the creative. So my day job is still finance, and then that helps, fund what we do. And then plus there's, creative gigs. At this point, there's multiple streams and stuff that all then get to pour into making the films and stuff. So yeah, I like doing multiple different things, but making them work together.
I love that.
Work together.
I love that. Yeah, I have the same mindset when it comes to like just creating a space with different outlets, right? To be able to build off of those different outlets to make it bigger, to make it to be able to place and position people to also grow and help others.
And in this day and age, it's best if you can do multiple things and stuff, because I mean, one stream of income or just doing one thing, you never know when then that could go one direction, and so it's just good to
especially with AI.
Literally, like with the technology, whatever you can do, just keep building your skills.
You have to. Every time you get an opportunity, you have to continue to do that. You have to keep learning and progressing and trying to figure out ways to not have to feel like you need a 9 to 5.
Right.
And even though if you do, then be able to balance it. Because
and the balancing is a lot. Like that takes time, or at least took time for me to get to.
So how do you feel like you balance with everything that you have going on now?
I think that, I don't know, it just kind of all works together in a way. Like, I have to stay on myself to make sure that, like, for the past 2 months, we filmed a sci-fi film 2 weeks ago, and then at the same time we were planning these 3 film festival events where we're premiering these 3 films plus a teaser from the one that we just did. So it's been a real heavy grind period, but I feel like work-life balance is important though, so I still been having fun too. But just having those periods where I'm grinding, but then sometimes I'm not. Like sometimes, we shot something, the editors are editing it, and I don't really have to be that much on the ground floor of it. And so I think balancing it and not being always go helps, because I be trying to enjoy life. So.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying life, but you also have to take time for yourself.
Yes.
Like when do you take time for yourself?
I mean,
is that even a thing?
Every day, I would say. Like I live alone, and I just feel like I'm good at it. I can have a social life, business life, all of it, love life, all of this, and still have like my time. I don't know. I'm a Cancer, so I love my bump.
I'm a Cancer too.
Oh, sure.
Come on, Cancer.
I get it. I really enjoy me. Like I can be at home watching something or playing a game or something and having the time of my life. So I don't know. I work it in. I was not the best at balancing everything in 2019 before the pandemic. I was almost feeling like I was burnt out because I was partying hard. I was trying to do everything creatively. I lived in Inglewood and was working in Hollywood, so it was a very long Uber ride to work each way. Well, Uber pool at the time, because when I first moved, I was temping, I think, in accounting and finance. So it was just a lot going on. And the pandemic, I was actually about to start a job at Warner Brothers right before it started, but then that was the day before I think the country shut down, so they took my offer away. So I was on unemployment and stimulus money for a minute, and honestly,
but it was working out that well.
It was. That helped me to then just really get into the groove of adulting and balancing everything. Because I'm like, how am I, 2 years or a little less than 2 years out of graduation and feeling burnt out? Like, it didn't make sense. Yeah. So I had to get a little bit more balance, And
I love that. You was able to. No, I definitely get it being a Cancer, because we take on a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
But we make it look good, though.
We do. It was my first year in LA, so, I was just partying, and it was just too much. Like, I needed to have balance. So.
Yeah. Okay, so with everything that you have going on, who inspires you? Who influences you to want to do what you're doing today?
Oh God, there's different people. One of them has to be Issa Rae. I mean,
love her.
I love the way that, because Awkward Black Girl, I was a fan in high school, because I was not a girl, but I guess I related because I was an awkward black in the closet gay at the time.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just really resonated with that. Thought it was funny as hell then. And then the way that she's been able to just grow upon it and carve her lane and have her lane very specific to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't need it to be this person. She doesn't need it to be that person. And I love that she doesn't ever really waver from like the truth and how she really feels. You always see a quote of her in the article and she's just telling it like it is.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if she's talking about the HBO bosses and she's like, look, they, it's, some racial things that go on. She is always very blunt. And I like honest people. So it's not just that she built the business and everything, or the business is, we should say, but it's the way that she just really lives her truth and speaks her truth.
No, and she built her own platform.
Yes.
And that's why I admire her too, because that's what I think you're doing. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing to be able to create those avenues for yourself and for others versus having to go and find it, because you can continue to get no every day from other people, but you can be your yes.
Right.
You can be your yes.
It's enjoyable, because like not having to wait for an opportunity and also getting to help others have opportunities, because not every friend or collaborator or creative that I know is going to want to produce and make their own stuff. So being able to bring people in and have them, whether on the acting side, writing side, directing side, and stuff like that, it's just fun. Like, I don't know, I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and it's like your team. Y'all are all wanting something, and we're able to work together to get where we're trying to all go.
And everybody's talented and hardworking and passionate.
Yes.
So I don't know. Last night it was really nice seeing everybody shine in their own individual ways. Like everybody brings so much to the table on the team, and the people who were in the panel. It was nice. Everybody getting to get their flowers.
Yeah.
So.
And so last night, did you have a moment where you was just like, "This is surreal"? Like, did you have a moment of just like gratitude? Or did you have a cry, a tear? You're a Cancer.
So I'm not.
Of
good.
course,
So,
they say we're emotional.
Right. That's funny because they say we're crybabies, but I'm really bad. I cannot cry in front of people. Like alone, I can maybe get into an emotional moment, but around people, I think the rising Sagittarius in me, I have a strong face. But I was definitely emotional when we started watching the first film. Seeing everybody, I was standing at the back of the theater and watching them laugh and just enjoy it and stuff like that. We had been working on that one since the end of 2022, but Jay Lamar had been working on it since 2020. And then seeing the next ones, we shot them at the beginning of last year. There just was a lot of love and work and also money put into, all the projects. So it's partly like a relief feeling too, because it's like, all right, great. Money was all well spent. This was all good investments, all of that. So it was a lot of just positive emotions, especially once the screening started and everything. Yeah.
Dope. And shout out to Jay Lamar. Jay Lamar is actually one of my homies. We used to hang out all the time when he was living here.
Jay Lamar knows everybody. Jay Lamar is the life of the party.
It's
the king of fashion. Listen.
Jay is definitely a good time. Yeah. Always good energy, good vibes. So as far as this project goes, what is next? What is next as far as, I know you had your premiere here, and then you're now going to LA. You're going back to LA, and then you're going to Philadelphia, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why 3 different cities and states?
So Atlanta, I just always love to do, because it's just, I've worked with that theater a few times, and I just, like I said, bringing the Black gay art to Atlanta just feels right. LA is like, okay, this is where I live, and this is where, the hub of the TV movie stuff especially is, so there naturally. And then Philly, because Robert, who was the co-writer, director, and star of It's In You, and also did some things with Amy and Neil, he lives in Philly, and so he has some cool connections with the theater where we've done a screening there before. So I was like, hey, Robert, if you want to do one there, we can do it too. So we were like, all right, let's see how these 3 cities go. And then we're interested in some other ones like DC, I'm from Detroit, and there's New York, but we've also entered into a lot of film festivals and started getting accepted into those. We did one in Hollywood for Amy and Neil last year, but we got accepted to a Las Vegas film festival that we're going to next month. And so, we're trying to see what our schedule of where to go is, and then we'll actually make the films available on a streaming service or for rent and stuff like that after the festival, since they kind of have those rules where you have to have not already released it on an app or something like that.
Okay.
So.
Oh, nice. So where do you see this going for Philaye in the next 5 years?
I honestly, my main, love and priority is getting the art and projects made. And so I really I see business growing and things like that. And also just as an artist, I see making certain things I really love the different genres that we kind of hit. Like we had a nostalgic 90s comedy type of one, we had a horror one, and then we had a dating reality show this time, and then we premiered our sci-fi movie. And for me, it's fulfilling doing the different genres because I don't know, the way I am with the art, once I get kind of interested in doing a genre and it's going to be a challenge, like I'm excited for the challenge. So I see us making feature films, I see us making series and having multiple seasons of a couple series and stuff. So yeah, I want to, this year, my goal, I've been saying for years, is to actually produce something in Atlanta. And it's funny, while we were out last night, Jay Lamar and I, like we had this idea of a funny movie that we could make based in Atlanta. And one of my goals this year is to produce a project in Atlanta. So I'm gonna go ahead and speak that into existence.
Yes, put that into the universe. Yes. And you have an actor right here, and we have some inspiring actors in the building. So we can make some stuff work.
We need to talk after this show. Let's talk plots. Okay?
Yes, and I'm here for it. I'm always good for a good plot.
Listen, we can do it for real.
But no, okay. So right now, what would the adult Philip tell little Philip? The kid that's trying to figure it out.
I think he would partly tell him, I don't know, I think he would just tell him to expect the unexpected, because I did not know that I was going to do creativity. Growing up, I had been in a couple of the school plays, like in 2nd grade and 4th grade, we all had to audition. And so I went ahead and went out for the play and ended up getting one of the main roles a couple of times. But I didn't take the creativity seriously at the time because I was so, like, track was my world. I was so focused on track in school, that's all I cared about. And I didn't really know what I felt that passionate about. I knew I wanted to do business, but I didn't really feel passion for anything but like track and roller coasters and I don't know. So I was just telling him expect the unexpected because it kind of came about randomly in a way, and I've just enjoyed it. Like I never know what's gonna happen. We didn't even know we were gonna do the film festival. Originally, we just had these films that were kind of becoming finished, and then I was in a meeting with a couple of the producers, and I had been telling them I was debating like doing an event where we screened a couple of them together. But then when we realized we actually had about 4, we were like, what if we called it the Philaye Films Fest? And I think a week later we posted the flyer. So it wasn't a premeditated thing. Like I just kind of let life happen. So yeah, I just expect the unexpected.
And that's a good way to look at it, because you just never know.
You don't.
Like he's like, for you to be doing financial, being a financial analyst, to like now being a content creator, you know what I mean? Like you just never know how life like pans out for any of us. So I know a lot of your films are based on the LGBTQ plus community, right? Yeah. So do you think in any upcoming projects you would want to do something different outside of that?
Well, so actually Amy and Neil, that one was kind of a heterosexual couple basically. Okay. And even when we did a couple years ago, I did The Unhinged, which was a black gay thriller, and then we released Maybe Next Christmas, which was kind of more of like a Christmas women's short film, although one character identified as LGBTQ. So I kind of always mix it all in, and it just depends on what happens at the moment. But I really do like focusing on the black LGBTQ projects, and just because, you know, we don't have that much of that out there. So that is my biggest focus always, is okay, what can I bring to our landscape? Because there are good filmmakers, and you know, I have good friends who do make great shows and films, so we're all already bringing dope things to the space. And so I just think, okay, well, what do I want to bring this time? And so I decided to sci-fi earlier this year, and I'm trying to decide what I want to bring for what we'll shoot next this year, because we'll shoot at least a couple more things this year. So I'm trying to decide, like, you know, what genre, what do I want to bring, but definitely something good to the black gay community, though, yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. So where can everyone find these films that you just dropped?
So right now, they can only find the trailers online, since for the film festivals, we kind of got to hold them back for now, but we will release where we're going to end up having them available online to stream sometime later this year, once the festivals kind of more so wrap up. Maybe closer to about the summer, because the sci-fi movie is going to start coming out around the summer. So yeah, we'll keep everybody tuned, but they can, on the social media, follow and see the updates.
Okay. So let them know where they can follow you at, man.
Y'all can follow me at Philaye, Philaye, or Philaye Films on all social media. Yeah. And some of the films have in the bio on Instagram, you'll see our Films have pages too, if you want to stay up to date on those.
Awesome. So before we head out, is there anything that you want to let the people know, or say anything inspiring, or to help inspire someone to do what they've been afraid to do?
I would say just don't be afraid to fail, or don't be afraid to do something that you've never done or that seems hard. Because a lot of the times, although then we end up releasing this stuff, there's challenges. There's always, because on the day of, at the event, you would have thought it was all super, super easy. But there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things you haven't done that you have to learn. And so just don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to mess up and stuff like that, because you're probably harder on yourself than anybody else really is on you. So.
True. Yeah, and we are, as people, we are way harder on ourselves. But awesome. So before we head out, is there anything that you want to let the people know, or say anything inspiring, or to help inspire someone to do what they've been afraid to do?
I would say just don't be afraid to fail, or don't be afraid to do something that you've never done or that seems hard. Because a lot of the times, although then we end up releasing this stuff, there's challenges. There's always, because on the day of, at the event, you would have thought it was all super, super easy. But there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things you haven't done that you have to learn. And so just don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to mess up and stuff like that, because you're probably harder on yourself than anybody else really is on you. So.
True. Yeah, and we are, as people, we are way harder on ourselves. But thank you so much for coming through, Philip. I really do appreciate it. I know you have some big things in store for yourself and the people that are around you. You're cancer. Of course you do.
Yeah.
But no, until next time, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Get It Out the Mud podcast. We'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, y'all.
Peace. Come on, cancer.
You June or July? July 4th.
Nigga sleep. Turn up for that check and yeah, I get it out the streets. Hustle like I'm starving, going